The Virgin Mary in the Kingdom of the Divine Will. Day 20. The Queen of Heaven in the Kingdom of the Divine Will. The Virgin, heaven studded with stars. In this heaven, the sun of the divine Fiat blazes with its most refulgent rays and fills heaven and earth. Jesus in the womb of his Mamma. The soul to her mother queen. Here I am again with you, my celestial Mamma. I come to rejoice with you, and bowing at your holy feet, I hail you, full of grace, and Mother of Jesus. Oh, I will no longer find my Mamma alone, but I will find my little prisoner Jesus together with you. So we will be three, no longer two. Together, Mamma, Jesus, and I. What fortune for me, that if I want to find my little King, Jesus, it is enough to find his Mamma and mine. Oh, please, oh, holy Mamma, at the height of Mother of a God at which you are, have pity on your miserable and little child, and say for me the first word to little prisoner Jesus, that he give me the great grace to live of his divine will. Lesson of the Queen of Heaven, Mother of Jesus. My dear child, today I await you more than ever. My maternal heart is swollen. I feel the need to pour out my ardent love with my child. I want to say to you that I am the Mother of Jesus. My joys are infinite. Seas of happiness inundate me. I can say, I am the Mother of Jesus, his creature, his handmaid, his Mother of Jesus, and I owe this only to the Fiat. It rendered me full of grace. It prepared the worthy dwelling for my Creator. Therefore always glory, honor, and thanksgiving be to the supreme Fiat. Now listen to me, child of my heart. As soon as the little humanity of Jesus was formed in my womb, by the power of the divine Fiat, the Son of the Eternal Word incarnated himself in it. I had my heaven, formed by the Fiat, all studded with most refulgent stars, which glittered with joys, beatitudes, harmonies of divine beauty. And the Son of the Eternal Word, blazing with inaccessible light, came to take his place within this heaven, hidden in his little humanity. And since his little humanity could not contain him, the center of this sun remained in it, but its light overflowed outside, and investing heaven and earth, it reached every heart. And with its pounding of light, it knocked at each creature, and with voices of penetrating light, it said to them, My children, open to me. Give me a place in your hearts. I have descended from heaven to earth in order to form my life in each one of you. My mother is the center in which I reside, and all my children will be the circumference in which I want to form so many of my lives for as many as are my children. And the light knocked and knocked again, without ever ceasing. And the little humanity of Jesus moaned, cried, agonized. And within that light which reached into the hearts, he made flow his tears, his moans, and his pangs of love and of sorrow. Now you must know that a new life began for your Mamma. I was aware of everything that my son was doing. I saw him devoured by seas of flames of love. Each one of his heartbeats, breaths, and pains were seas of love that he unleashed, enveloping all creatures to make them his own by force of love and of sorrow. In fact, you must know that as his little humanity was conceived, he conceived all the pains he was to suffer, up to the last day of his life. He enclosed all souls within himself, because as God, no one could escape him. His immensity enclosed all creatures. His all-seeingness made them all present to him. Therefore my Jesus, my Son, felt the weight and the burden of all the sins of each creature. And I, your mamma, followed him in everything, and felt within my maternal heart the new generation of the pains of my Jesus, and the new generation of all the souls, whom as mother, together with Jesus, I was to generate to grace, to light, to the new life which my dear Son came to bring upon earth. My child, you must know that from the moment I was conceived, I loved you as mother. I felt you in my heart. I burned with love for you, but I did not understand why. The divine Fiat made me do facts, but would keep the secret hidden from me. But as he incarnated himself, he revealed the secret to me, and I comprehended the fecundity of my maternity, that I was to be not only mother of Jesus, but mother of all. And this maternity was to be formed on the stake of sorrow and of love. My child, how much I have loved you, and I love you. Now listen to me, dear child, what extent one can reach when the divine will takes operating life in the creature, and the human will lets it work without impeding its step. This Fiat, which by nature possesses the generative virtue, generates all goods in the creature. It renders her fecund, giving her maternity over all goods, and over the one who created her. Maternity says and means true love, heroic love, love that is content with dying to give life to the one it has generated. If this is not there, the word maternity is sterile, is empty, and is reduced to words, but does not exist with facts. Therefore, if you, my child, want the generation of all goods, let the Fiat take operating life in you, which will give you the maternity, and you will love everyone with love of mother. And I, your mamma, will teach you how to fecundate in you this maternity, all holy and divine. The soul. Holy mamma, I abandon myself in your arms. Oh, how I would like to wet your maternal hands with my tears, to move you to compassion for the state of my poor soul. Oh, please, if you love me as mamma, enclose me in your heart. Let your love burn away my miseries, my weaknesses, and let the power of the divine Fiat, which you possess as queen, form its operating life in me, in such a way that I may be able to say, my mamma is all for me, and I am all for her. Little sacrifice. Today, to honor me, you will thank the Lord as many as 3 times in the name of all, for he incarnated himself and made himself prisoner in my womb, giving me the great honor of choosing me as his mother. Ejaculatory prayer. Mamma of Jesus, be my mamma, and guide me on the path of the will of God. You have reached the end of Day 20 of the Virgin Mary in the Kingdom of the Divine Will. Fiat. The Virgin Mary in the Kingdom of the Divine Will. Appendix. The following 6 lessons and meditations were also written by Luisa at a later time and were included in the book The Queen of Heaven in the Kingdom of the Divine Will, published in 1937 under the care of Luisa's confessor, Father Benedetto Calvi. They are being added here below as an appendix, which enriches and expands the 31 lessons of the Virgin Mary in the Kingdom of the Divine Will. Day 20. A. Footnote 4. The Queen of Heaven in the Kingdom of the Divine Will. In the ardor of her love, feeling herself the mother of Jesus, Mary sets out in search of hearts to be sanctified. Visit to Saint Elizabeth. Sanctification of John. The soul to her celestial mother. Celestial Mamma, your poor child has extreme need of you. Since you are my mother, and the mother of Jesus, I feel the right to be near you, to place myself at your side, and to follow your steps in order to model mine. Oh, please, Holy Mamma, give me your hand and take me with you, that I may learn to behave well in the different actions of my life. Lesson of the Queen of Heaven. Blessed child, how sweet is your company to me. In seeing that you want to follow me in order to imitate me, I feel refreshment for the flames of love that devour me. Ah, yes, having you near me, I will be able to teach you more easily how to live of divine will. While you follow me, listen to me. As soon as I became mother of Jesus and your mother, my seas of love doubled, and unable to contain them all, I felt the need to pour them out, and to be the first bearer of Jesus to creatures, even at the cost of great sacrifices. But what am I saying? Sacrifices? When one really loves, sacrifices and pains are refreshments. They are reliefs and outpourings of the love that one possesses. Oh, my child, if you do not experience the good of sacrifice, if you do not feel how it brings the most intimate joys, it is a sign that the divine love does not fill all your soul, and therefore that the divine will does not reign as queen in you. It alone gives such strength to the soul as to render her invincible and capable of bearing any pain. Place your hand upon your heart and observe how many voids of love there may be in it. Reflect that secret self-esteem, that becoming disturbed at every slightest adversity those little attachments you feel to things and to people, that tiredness in good, that bother caused in you by that which is not to your liking, are equivalent to as many voids of love in your heart, voids which, like little fevers, deprive you of the strength and of the desire to be filled with divine will. Oh, how you too will feel the refreshing and conquering virtue in your sacrifices, if you fill these voids with love. My child, give me your hand now and follow me, because I will continue to give you my lessons. So I departed from Nazareth, accompanied by Saint Joseph, facing a long journey and crossing mountains to go visit Elizabeth in Judea, who, in her advanced age, had miraculously become a mother. I went to her not to make her a simple visit, but because I burned with the desire to bring her Jesus. The fullness of grace, of love, of light that I felt within me pushed me to bring, to multiply, to increase 100-fold the life of my Son in creatures. Yes, my child, the love of mother which I had for all men, and for you in particular, was so great that I felt the extreme need to give my dear Jesus to all, so that all might possess him and love him. The right of mother, given to me by the Fiat, enriched me with such power as to multiply Jesus as many times as there are creatures who want to receive him. This was the greatest miracle I could perform, to have Jesus ready to give to whomever desired him. How happy I felt! How I wish that you too, my child, in approaching people and in making visits, would always be the bearer of Jesus, capable of making him known and yearning to make him loved. After several days of travel, finally I arrived in Judea, and I hastened to the house of Elizabeth. She came to meet me in feast. At the greeting I gave her, marvelous phenomena occurred. My little Jesus exulted in my womb, and fixing on little John in the womb of his mother, with the rays of his divinity, he sanctified him, gave him the use of reason, and made known to him that he was the Son of God. And John leaped so vigorously with love and with joy that Elizabeth felt shaken. She, too, touched by the light of the divinity of my Son, recognized that I had become the Mother of God, and in the emphasis of her love, trembling with gratitude, she exclaimed, "Whence comes to me so much honor that the mother of my Lord should come to me?" I did not deny the highest mystery, rather I humbly confirmed it. praising God with the song of the Magnificat, sublime canticle through which the Church continuously honors me, I announced that the Lord had done great things in me, his handmaid, and that because of this, all peoples would call me blessed. My child, I felt devoured with the desire to pour out the flames of love that consumed me, and to reveal my secret to Elizabeth, who also longed for the Messiah to come upon earth. The secret is a need of the heart, which irresistibly is revealed to persons who are capable of understanding each other. Who can ever tell you how much good my visit brought to Elizabeth, to John, and to their whole household? Each one remained sanctified, filled with gladness, felt unusual joys, and comprehended things unheard of. And John, in particular, received all the graces which were necessary for him to prepare himself to be the precursor of my Son. Dearest child, the divine will does great and unheard of things wherever it reigns. If I worked many prodigies, it was because it had its royal place in me. If you let the divine will reign in your soul, you too will become the bearer of Jesus to creatures. You too will feel the irresistible need to give him to all. The soul. Holy Mamma, how I thank you for your beautiful lessons. I feel that they have such power over me as to make me yearn continuously to live in the divine will. But so that I may obtain this grace, come, descend into my soul together with Jesus. Renew for me the visit you made to Saint Elizabeth and the prodigies you worked for her. Ah, yes, my Mamma, bring me Jesus. Sanctify me. With Jesus, I will be able to do his most holy will. Little sacrifice. To honor me, you will recite the Magnificat 3 times in thanksgiving for the visit I made to Saint Elizabeth. Ejaculatory prayer. Holy Mamma, visit my soul and prepare in it a worthy dwelling for the divine will. You have reached the end of the Blessed Virgin Mary in the kingdom of the divine will. Fiat.